Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Brenden, the podcast host. We are here for a special little mini episode, I guess you could say, previewing Canada versus USA gold medal game tonight. It is a 8:30 start in the Central Time Division for the US. Don't know about the Canadian time zones or anything like that. So if you're watching internationally, sorry, I didn't really look those things up if we're being honest. But anyway, let's just hop right into it. We have Canada versus USA. And I think I speak for everybody when I say it is the best rivalry in hockey. It is the most fun games to watch. And in the World Juniors, I don't think it gets much better than this. This is what everybody wants at the start of the tournament. And when Canada and USA are put in different groups, they're either going to meet in the semifinals or the finals, potentially the quarters, but it's not very likely. So the fact that they're meeting in the gold medal game is awesome. It only does wonders for the game of hockey because those are two powerhouse countries meeting in the gold medal game. So, how did the teams get here is a big question. Canada, we'll start with them. They were 4-0 in the prelims. They had an easy route for the most part. The only really challenging team was Finland. They beat Finland 4-0 to win first place in the division. They made it look easy in all four games, to put it simple. They outscored opponents 41-4 throughout the tournament so far. So that includes the quarterfinals and the semifinal games. Now they haven't given up a goal in any knockout stage round. So both in the quarters and the semis, they had shutouts against the Czech and Russia. And to put it in the best words possible is they are flying. They look amazing. They look like they haven't won back-to-back in a long time. And if there's one team that's going to do it, I think it's this Canadian team here. The kids have looked amazing all tournament. The boys are buzzing. I mean, you're getting led by Cousins and whatnot. And I think there was a lot of question marks coming in after Team Canada lost Kirby Dach in the before tournament, preseason, pre-tournament games, whatever you want to call them. There was a lot of question marks coming in on how the team's going to respond. And time again, we've seen Cousins stand up and step up into this leadership role. He was wearing the C last night in the Russian game in the semifinals. He's leading or tied for the lead in points for the tournament. And if there's one player on this roster that's really stepped up and I don't want to say surprised anybody, but fulfilled expectations, maybe exceeded them a bit, it's Cousins. Looking at the other side of things, Team USA, they were 3-1 in the prelims. The only loss came from Russia, which was their very first game of their tournament. They looked bad, to say the least. Spencer Knight got pulled. Dustin Wolf came in, played really well in that Russia game. In the first game, got a start in game number 2 for them, won that one. Team USA decided to go back to Spencer Knight for game 3 of their prelim tournament. He pitched a shutout. Obviously, if you pitch a shutout, you're coming back for game 4. He came back for game 4, pitched another shutout. Played against the Slovaks in the quarterfinals, looked really well, beat the Slovaks. I don't want to say single-handedly beat the Slovaks. The Slovaks always put up a good fight against Power 5 teams, which the U.S. being a Power 5 country. And the Slovaks just couldn't hang in there, but they battled hard against the U.S., gave them a good fight. And then against the Finns, the U.S. had a 3-1 lead going into the third period. Blew that 3-1 lead before scoring a goal with a minute and a half left to take a 4-3 lead over the Finns in the semifinals to get them to the gold medal game. Now, speaking of the semifinal games, Canada and Russia, I think everybody was expecting a lot closer of a game. Canada won it 5-0. Russia just didn't show up, didn't do anything right. Nothing was going their way. It wasn't Russia's night or their whole tournament in general. I didn't think Russia has looked good most of this tournament, but against Canada, they looked horrendous. Goaltending was a major downfall, but there was, obviously it takes There's a few mistakes before it gets to the goalie. But the U.S. Finns game, I think, was a lot better in the sense of the Finns just kept chipping away, which is what they've done all tournament long. They were down against the Swedes in the quarterfinals, came back, won that with like 30 seconds left in the game. Finns, they come into the third period and are down 3-1. And I think everybody kind of knew that, hey, the Finns aren't going to go away here. They got a good goal to make it 3-2. And then Spencer Knight gave up, I would say, a weak goal. It was definitely a weak goal. It was one he should have had, one that I think he wants back if he could to make it 3-3. As we said earlier, they scored with a minute and a half left to make it 4-3. USA advances. And here we are, gold medal game. And it's Canada versus US. This is the 5th time these two teams have met. USA has won 3 out of the last 4 meetings in gold medal games. And the last time they were in a gold medal game, we had to go all the way to a shootout in which USA won. Now, if you ask me, or I think any other normal hockey fan, you say a gold medal game should not end in a shootout. And unfortunately, it does. Unfortunately, it still is that way. So hopefully tonight we don't have to go there, because I don't want to see this end in a shootout. I don't think anybody does, but who knows? Now, speaking of Cousins, we have to look at the other side. We have to look at Team USA at Zegras, and he is tied with Cousins for the tournament lead in points. Cousins has more goals. Zegras has more assists. Both of them amazing talent, and I think those two are the standout players from each team. They're going to go head-to-head tonight. I'm excited for that matchup. I'm excited for that battle. I would love to see them pair off against each other and just have an absolute war between the two of them. That would be awesome for me. Special team-wise, Canada, I would say, is the slight underdog when it comes to the special teams. Their power play is only running at 33% at 6 for 18. Now, looking at that number, 6 for 18 is not a big sample size. These kids don't play together all year, so they don't have any chemistry for the most part. So for running a 33% power play, I would say is very good and a number that Team Canada should be happy with. USA is running at 42%. They're 9 for 21. Kind of the same thing with the US. They don't play a whole lot together. They might have growing up, but they don't now. So just being able to score a few power play goals is huge. And the biggest thing is the penalty killing. Both teams are at 76%. Canada is 13 successful kills in 17 opportunities, and the US is 10 successful kills in 13 opportunities. Now, the biggest thing coming out of that is all 4 of Canada's goals they've given up all tournament have come on the penalty kill. And if you're the US, you're hoping they get penalties, because the US has a good enough power play that they should be able to take advantage if they get a power play. So if you're looking at it from a Canadian standpoint, you are saying Team Canada has to stay out of the box. We have to stay 5-on-5 in order to give us a good chance of winning this hockey game. If Canada can stay 5-on-5, I don't see how they lose this game. I'm not saying America is not as good as a team 5-on-5. I just think Canada's better. They have 4 lines that are absolutely rolling right now. And to me, there's no way Canada can lose a game 5-on-5. Are they going to give up a goal 5-on-5? More than likely. And if they don't, I'll be thoroughly surprised, and a tip of the cap to the boys at the end of the tournament, because that would be amazing if they went 0 goals 5-on-5. But the U.S. are going to put up an absolute dogfight. They're obviously in the gold medal game for a reason. They want to be here. They're good enough to be here. They've faced the tougher schedule, so to say, in this tournament. So you could say, hey, you know what? Maybe they're a little bit more ready for this game, whereas Team Canada's kind of breezed in. But the USA has put up the tournament lead in shots at 237 shots. That's an astronomical number. Obviously, the numbers are a bit skewed because I think they got like 70 or 80 against Austria, but still, when you look at it, it's a lot of shots. Levi for Team Canada, the goaltender, is going to face a ton of shots, but he has been nothing but perfect this whole tournament, I think, for Team Canada. Obviously, a huge reason why there hasn't been any goals given up 5-on-5. He's actually only given up 3 total because he got yanked in the Russian game to get the backup goalie some time, which no issues with at all. The only thing is Canada might only have 3 goals scored against them all tournament rather than 4. So Levi has to play good. He's played good all tournament. I don't expect anything to change from whatever he's doing. I think today's another normal day for him. He's going to go in, he's going to swallow up pucks, not give up any rebounds, and just be positionally sound. The other question, or the only question mark I would say this game, is Team USA's goaltending and Spencer Knight. Obviously, we said earlier, he got yanked in the very first game of the prelims, didn't look very good. Played really well in game 3, 4, and then in the quarters played well. Against the Finns, he looked so-so. He didn't, stand out to me by any means. He gave up a soft goal. And I think this game, as always, between USA Canada, it's going to come down to goaltending. It's going to come down to a 1-goal game, with a minute and a half left, and the team's going to have to pull their goalie. And if you're Team Canada, you're saying shoot the puck at him just from anywhere. Get 150 shots, in this game if you can. Do whatever you can to just pepper this guy because he's going to make a mistake and the puck's going to go in the back of the net, and it's not going to be a pretty goal. It's going to be a fluky goal that goes into the back of the net, and that could be the one that wins the game. So my prediction is Canada's winning this game by 2 goals. I say 2 goals because I have a very strong feeling it's going to be a 1-goal game heading late into the third period. USA is going to pull their goalie. Canada's going to bury an empty netter. So if you're a gambling person, maybe take the +2 spread. And if we've seen anything, I would probably take the under as well because I believe that was set at 5.5. Maybe hint at the under. But at the same time, these are 2 high-scoring teams that maybe they do come together and it's a high-scoring game. That's always a toss-up. But Canada winning this game by 2. They're going to win back-to-back medals, and they're going to have to defend again on home ice next year, hopefully in front of fans. But as always, thank you guys for checking the videos out on the YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share, everything. And we have our 1,000 subscriber giveaway shortly whenever we hit 1,000 subscribers. Last I checked, we were 13 away. So if you aren't subscribed, get into that last 13 spots to be entered. You'll get an awesome prize for first, second, and third, maybe even fourth and fifth. Who knows at this point? We're still working on that. But thank you guys, and keep tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with a recap of the game. I'll give you my honest opinion, and hopefully I'm in a happy mood because Canada won. But with that, go Canada, and have a great night, guys.